for tuning in. This next topic I'm gonna talk about is the things that are slowing you down in your process, the things that are stopping you from reaching your success, but it's also slowing you down in your process. The first thing I'm gonna talk about is negativity. Negativity gonna come from different aspects of your life. Negativity can come from work, school, at home. But I'm telling you, once you get rid of those negative people in your life, that's where you got to start. You have to start by getting rid of negativity. The negativity starts by getting rid of those negative people who bring bad vibes, who are not there to motivate you. I said, and at the beginning, to build a team and build that team, no matter how many people, but you have to build that team with people who are on the same path or at the same path as you, but may not have the same goal, but they're all motivated into doing something. The next thing you gotta do is get rid of those negative thoughts that are stopping you from, achieving and reaching what you want to reach and see, higher things. You can't keep that negative thought in your mind. That's what's gonna stop you from reaching something. And I say that because the tongue is so powerful. You have to speak powerful thoughts. You have to speak things to, come into existence. And I say that because I used to tell myself all the time, I used to be so negative about myself on certain things with sports. Man, okay, I'm not the biggest or I'm not the fastest. So, man, I'm not going to try that. I'm not going to try that. Because I know for me, and that's not for me. But that's that negativity, that negative thought I had on myself. So you got to start, getting those positive vibes and feeding off of positive people. And then you got to keep positive people around you who going to have that smile on their face every time you see them. For me, I need to see, one of my coaches. Because I know, when we walk in the weight room, it smiles, and they're going to tell you to put a smile on your face. So you got to start speaking, stop speaking that negative thoughts and that keeping that negativity out of your mind and having that positive vibe and positive things going on in your life. This next thing that's slowing you down is excuses. Excuses are nothing but lies. I don't even use the word excuse. It's a lie. It's a lie that you're convincing yourself that it's true, that it's, stopping you from achieving your goal. You can't keep using that one excuse for 50 different things. How can you use one excuse for 50 different things? This is why I can't go back to school. This is why I can't find a job. This is why I can't, become successful at this or become successful at that. You can't keep using that one excuse. And that's what's stopping you from reaching, and achieving the goals that you want to achieve. Get rid of those excuses. You can't keep using them. They're lies. Excuse is not a word. It's a lie. You can't keep using that. It's old. You should have left it in 2016. Because now it's 2017, you're trying to stay winning. You're still using the same excuse that you used in 2016 to why you can't get a job in 2017. So you got to push past those excuses and get rid of them. This next thing I'm talking about is being imprisoned in your mind. And what I mean by that, so I have a family member of mine who I feel like is living a life that has no meaning. And I say that because he's imprisoned in his own mind. He had different opportunities to change his life and go down different paths, but for me, it's like he's surrounded by an environment that is stopping him from being imprisoned in his mind. So I feel like for him, he needed to change his scenery. And I say that because a lot of people need to change their scenery. If you're waking up every morning and looking out your window and getting depressed at something that you see, you don't need to wake up outside and look outside that window no more. And I said it to change your scenery. Sleep at the other end of the bed. Stop looking out that window. Because if that's what's imprisoning you in your mind, how are you going to be imprisoned in your mind what you have the key to? You can't be locked in your car with the keys. So I say that, so stop being imprisoned in your mind. And for him, I feel like it's his scenery. But for you, it may be something else. It's something else that may be keeping you imprisoned in your mind, keeping you asleep, or going through the motions of your day. You can't keep going through the motions because you're imprisoned in your mind. You're asleep. So wake up and find something that's going to, keep that positive thought in your mind. So I say that because being imprisoned in your mind is nothing but it's causing you stress. For waking up and seeing the same thing, looking out that window. You can't keep looking at that same picture, thinking of different things. If that picture got a picture of me on it, it's just me. You can't find nothing else on the picture but me. So stop looking at that same picture and looking for different results. You have to change your scenery. And I say that because in prison, in your mind, is something that I would have never thought of. I would have never thought you could just be in prison in your mind. I say that because people are in prison behind bars and can't get out. And you got the key to the bars that you're behind in your mind. So change that. You need to change that. And changing your scenery is the number one thing you have to do to do that. This next thing I'm talking about is failure. And I say that because failure used to stop me from doing so many different things. Failure is what took me so long to want to be a motivational speaker. Oh, maybe he's not. I'm too young. I'm too young. I haven't lived my life to my full potential yet. I haven't been through so much. I haven't, hit that many roadblocks in my life. I'm only 19. But those thoughts, that failure that I seen before I even tried is what stopped me from, going at it in the first place. So you have to get rid of that. You can't keep You have, and then one thing you gotta embrace failure. I learned that you gotta embrace failure. You gotta, embrace your mistakes. That's what you gotta push past those. And I say failure. Another word for failure I use is roadblocks. Because failure is nothing but roadblocks that you're gonna push past. You're eventually gonna get past that roadblock, and you're gonna know not to go that way on the road again. Because once you hit something the first time, you're not gonna hit it again. I don't know if you do that, then something wrong. You're not getting the message, and I'm not telling it right. So I think if once you hit something the first time, there's no need for you to hit it the second time. You can't. You got to learn from that one time. It's life, man. You only get one chance, and I say that because you only get one chance, and you cannot miss. So you gotta hit. If you hit it that one time, you gotta learn from it. You gotta learn from that failure right there and now. Because I'm telling you, once you hit it again and you shut down, I'm pretty sure it's over. But I'm not gonna say it's over because I'm gonna always stay positive with you. But you gotta learn from that one mistake that first time. Please, you gotta learn from it. This next thing I'm talking about is doubters. Man, people are gonna talk about you your whole life. I remember as a kid, my mom used to tell me, sticks and stones may break your bones, but words cannot hurt you. And people are going to talk about you no matter what. People are going to talk about you whether you're doing good. They're going to talk about how you've been doing better. If you're doing bad, they're going to talk about how bad you're doing. So people are going to talk about you no matter what. But the thing is, you have to stop doubting yourself. You gotta stop doubting yourself. You got to stop telling yourself, oh, I can't do that for me. I never seen myself, being the strongest. But I never, tried to be the strongest. So it's like, you gotta stop doubting yourself. You gotta stop doubting yourself. I was never the fastest, but I never seen myself being the fastest because I always doubted my speed. I never seen myself being the strongest. I always doubted my strength. You gotta stop doubting yourself and reach those, goals that you never seen yourself reaching before. And I say that because make high goals and you set high goals for yourself. Because once you achieve those goals, you're doing the unthinkable. You're doing things that you couldn't have thought you could do. You're doing things that other people thought you couldn't do. So stop doubting yourself. And that's the one thing that's why I say that for last, because doubting myself was something I did for the longest in different aspects of my life, from school, from reading is something I hated to do in school. I hated it, but now I read, 30 pages a night on my own just to read. So it's like, you got to stop doubting yourself. You got to start doing things in your life that, that you are afraid of. Get out of your comfort zone. And I talk about comfort zone a lot because you got to feel uncomfortable in order to reshape yourself. And I say that because reforming yourself is what you want to do in 2017. You want to build that person that you were never before. It's time for a different you. And that's why I say about myself, I'm a new model of Krishan Daniels. I'm a new person. And for me, I wanted to be a new person. If you don't want to change yourself, I had to get sick of myself and sick of doing the things that, that I was doing in my everyday life, that I was just going through the motions. I had to get sick of going through the motions in order to change myself. So I wanted to thank everybody for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And please, please, please stay winning. Thank you.